Hey there! If you're looking for a fun and easy way to earn rewards, including cash and prizes, check out the link in the video description.
A woman lost her home after she discovered that someone had forged paperwork to make it look like she'd signed her home away. The longtime nurse, Deborah Maxwell, purchased the Kansas City, Missouri, home in 2008. The Kansas City Star reported that per court documents, Maxwell's longtime auto insurance agent, Jeffrey Hines, had sold Maxwell her Chelsea Avenue home for $75,000. According to Maxwell, she and Hines had been acquainted for years, as he had also insured her teenage daughter's first car. He seemed like an okay business guy. I always considered him a religious person. He always went to church, Maxwell said. However, in 2015, Maxwell learned someone had seized ownership of the Kansas City home. The person had forged paperwork at the Jackson County Courthouse to make it appear she had given it away, the Kansas City Star reported. Maxwell had rented out her home, but her tenant, a young woman, failed to pay in 2014. The woman informed Maxwell that she had paid her rent to another person. When Maxwell arrived at the home to complain about the issue, the man who had claimed to own the property and had been collecting its rent chased her off, per the outlet. Maxwell filed a complaint with the Jackson County Sheriff's Office, but was notified that there would be no changes until the property record was handled in court. Per the Kansas City Star, attorneys said it seemed Maxwell was the victim of a quit-claim deed, which the outlet defines as a common scam carried out with a legal document. This type of scam makes no guarantee of who is the true owner when it hands over property from one person to another. Quit-claim deeds are easily faked and have been used to defraud elderly people of their houses in many cases across the country. Peter Hoffman, an attorney with Legal Aid of Western Missouri, said, "Nobody's ever there to look at these things and raise a red flag. And there are people out there who are desperate." After learning that her tenant had paid her rent to another person, Maxwell discovered that Hines had illegally sold her home to a company called 5K Investors LLC, per the Kansas City Star. A quit-claim deed filed with the county appeared to show Maxwell giving the house to the company for no money. The deed bore a signature with Maxwell's name, but she said she never signed it and had never heard of the company, the outlet stated. However, by law, the deed still gave the property to the company. Maxwell said Kendrick E. Stone Sr., a registered agent for 5K Investors and the nephew of Hines, told her that Hines sold him the house for $8,000. "It's a lot of frustration to have something you've worked hard for, that you've taken care of, snatched from you." Hines received a 30-month sentence for money laundering at a federal prison. Maxwell lost her home for almost 2 years, but was still responsible for paying the property taxes and insurance. "The whole deal is just insane to me. I just can't understand how someone can claim a deed on a property when they've had no contact with the buyer and exchanged no money," said Maxwell's attorney, Angela Habibullah, per the Kansas City Star. Maxwell filed a lawsuit against Hines and 5K Investors to regain ownership of the Kansas City home. In court, the former public notary who notarized the deed, Steve Schaefer, testified that he had notarized Hines' signature on the deed transfer but that he had never notarized Maxwell's signature, the outlet reported. On March 1, 2017, Jackson County Circuit Judge S. Margene Burnett ruled Maxwell was the rightful owner of the house and that Stone's quit-claim deed was invalid because Maxwell's signature had been forged. The judge wrote that Hines and 5K Investors had perpetrated this misrepresentation and ordered them to pay Maxwell $20,000 in damages. Per the publication, Maxwell said she was elated at the result but that the court case had been tough. "It's a lot of frustration to have something you've worked hard for, that you've taken care of, snatched from you," she said. Deed fraud is a general term used to categorize any form of fraud used to commandeer someone's home illicitly through seemingly legal methods. Some forms of this fraud are committed in typical grifter fashion, through smooth-talking scammers targeting down on their luck targets, sometimes promising loan forgiveness or mortgage refinance.